We are just going to hit the live button right now because something just dropped and we talked a little bit about it yesterday as it pertains to this Larry Reid guy YouTuber. Some of you guys may know him, some of you guys may not. While you're coming in, please make sure you vote and you hit the like button. I'm going to start this intro right now. We're just going to do some commentary to the situation. The full-on interview has dropped on the Tasha K Unwind with Tasha K channel. All right, where this man, who at the time was 15 years old, was a victim of a YouTuber, a huge YouTuber who runs a ministry by the name of Larry D. Reid Live. But let me go ahead and hit this intro so we can get going, and we will start right away. Alrighty. And we're back. Everybody hit the like button. Make sure you vote. I got a little poll going on right now. A great question to ask everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would you do? Would you expose your friend if they told you that they've been accused of wrongdoings with minor? Now, I want you to think about it this way. Wrongdoings is an umbrella term for a lot of things, like fondling, like the R word, like other stuff, right? Wrongdoings is wrongdoings. Okay. And the reason I bring this question up is because at some point, YouTuber Tasha K, and those that don't know who Tasha K is, she is the blogger, big YouTuber, 1 million, that was recently sued by Cardi B and lost the lawsuit as well. Okay, so just so everybody gets a mix. Now you have another YouTuber by the name of Larry D. Reid, who has a ministry in Atlanta. All right, and for the last, and I want to say 2 years and a half. Okay, 2 years and a half, that this has been an ongoing situation for Larry Reid, in the sense that these allegations have been ongoing for quite some time. People were trying to talk about them. One specific person by the name of Mr. Daryl Moore came about this and tried to give a voice to these victims. And allegedly, this is what I'm going to say now, because I only know of, I believe, 2 victims that we know of, but allegedly there actually might be more victims out there. Now, the reason why I think this is such an important topic, to talk about, is because there is this element here. There is a criminal aspect, especially in the true crime community, when we think about these kinds of acts. Recently, as of recent, AWP, Adventures with Purpose, that information came out and that was exposed. And so now we have this YouTuber who has a background. And what happened is when victims try to speak out immediately, there is this mob of bloggers that allegedly, I'm going to say this again, are typically hired to take down the victim. And you guys already know how we get down over here. We don't like that shit. We don't stand for that shit. We try to call that shit out immediately because that's just bullshit to do. All right. So we're going to hit the ground running right away. Let me greet all of my beautiful, wonderful mods and members and supporters in this chat. We have Peekaboo, Cash. Who else do we have? Who else do we have in the house? Oh, Mel, the lipstick diva. Shout out to Mel. Make sure you guys check out Mel's channel as well. Generally Jenny, Chico. Let's see who else we have here. Who else? Teresa Bundy. Shout out to you, who's in the house as well. Marie's like, look, I've already answered the question. It just depends. It depends what type of secret. The secret is this: wrongdoing. The secret is, let's just say that your friend calls you up and says, look, I'm being accused of fondling, of wrongdoings to a minor. I don't know what to do with this secret. You continue to be this person's friend, okay? Let's just be real, because a lot of bloggers were still friends with Larry Reid. They were, even though suddenly now everybody falls out. Nobody wants to admit to the fact that they were friends at some point, right? What led to, like, did you know about these allegations? And if I were a blogger, I would make the biggest statement to say, I don't know these mother effers. You know what? This is what happened. Maybe they told me this secret, but I didn't realize how serious it was. Or in support of my friend, I thought this wasn't correct. But now that I see the story and I've seen an interview, maybe I feel a little bit different. I don't know. Just giving you guys a scenario. But let me continue to greet everybody who is in the house as well. Vic, shout out to you. She says, I didn't read the poll correctly. I like to change my answer. LOL. I mean, we'll probably do another little poll here. Okay. I mean, it happens. It happens. I have real tears over here, y'all. What are you laughing about? Hey, Iridescent, I hope you're doing well. All about the trees in the house. Make sure you guys check out her channel, the Famed Con Network. You know what? I did watch the 2.5 hour interview. I watched it because I have access to the app. And it was a very long interview. It was just so many details, and I just don't even know what to kind of like. It was just so much. It was hard for me to pay attention. It's probably the ADHD, but there was just so many details that I don't know how Tasha could have sat there for 2.5 hours and kept her composure with the information that was coming out. I mean, you're talking about vivid details of sexual abuse of a 15-year-old boy at the time. 15. And how brave of him. He's in his 30s now. As a man, to come out and just say what happened to him. And then to know that the last 2.5 years, bloggers have been attacking people that have spoken out about these allegations, and you see fit and okay to wear a crown to do that. Shame the fuck on you. That's where I stand. That's not my story to tell or discredit because I wasn't there, right? Sometimes I think you can take the stance of, like, if things don't make sense, you're allowed to ask questions, as everybody should. You should, right? But there are certain aspects and there's certain levels that you just don't cross. And it's fair. It's fair. We all have questions about maybe certain things, maybe certain details of the victim didn't make sense, but to go to the extent of doxing and try to expose and ridicule, and I just don't do that. But anyways, Queen Bella in the house as well. Hey, Mahogany, make sure you guys hit that like button. Hoping for answers. Welcome, my love and my member. Let's see who else. Defenseless, welcome. Who else do I have here? Chico, I've already said hello. When nature calls one. Shout out to you. Louisiana lady, I hope you're doing well. It's been a minute. Hey, Ultra Dark, if they said they did 100, if they said they're accused, that's different somewhat. That's a good point. If they admit, I think what Ultra Dark is saying, listen, if they admit to have done something, they admitted to it. They did it, right? Versus they're saying, I've been accused of this. And why I bring this up is because at some point, Tasha K was friends with Larry Reid. Okay. And I don't call him Dr. Reid because I have not seen any type of licensing. I don't give titles to people that don't have the credentials to have them. That's like if I told you guys, call me Dr. Rabbit. I don't have a doctorate degree. I didn't go to medical school. I don't. Okay, when I do, then I'll be like, listen, I can wear my hat, my crown. Here's my doctorate degrees right over there. You guys all in the chat, that's how you call me. But for me, doctorate, given that I am a scholar, right, and I know people in the field and stuff, it's deserving of someone that has actually done the work in the field. That's who I give the title doctor. So I don't call him Dr. Reid. I just don't. Hey, Miss Clover, welcome. I would confront my friend and ask, what is going on? I wouldn't jump to conclusions, says Cherry. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Let's see who else is in the house that I have not greeted. Member Y. Shout out to you. If you are abusing vulnerable, you get exposed, says Christopher. Psh, point blank. Lady Webbs is in the house, and Tawana to Inspire TV is in there as well. Oh, you guys just left that interview. How do you guys feel? How does it feel? Because I left there and I was like, oh my God. Hey, Thrasher, welcome. Shout out to everybody from Singapore because, we are international in here. I don't think accused should make it in the public. I think convicted should. People are publicly convicted and they might not even be guilty, but now carry it forever. Fox, I don't disagree with your comment. I think that there is there can be, I guess it just depends. That's where I would land at. Especially when I think of victims that can't get justice for whatever reason, for whatever legal technicality it might be. Say the statute of limitations has expired, some shit like that, or maybe there wasn't enough evidence or something to that effect. I don't know. Unapologetically, Mika says, a shout out to you. I'm sorry, but if it's my friend and I have discovered proof that they've committed that type of offense towards any child, male or female, they're getting exposed. They got to go. Iridescent, make sure I got to do some rabbit twerking for you for becoming a member. Shout out to you, my love, and thank you for becoming a member. All right, let me see what else is going on in the chat. I just want to greet everybody. Hey, it's Huck's Baby Girls in the house as well. Yes, call me Dr. Rabbit, even though I don't have a doctorate degree. I don't know, just saying. I don't understand. Let me see what's going on. Something going on in the chat. Rabbit, that Vic person, remove her. Why? Who? Vic? Why would I remove her? Rabbit, get out of here. Oh my God. Do we have a troll in the house? Get Vic out of here. Can you guys, I don't know why I would remove Vic, but again, I'm not really sure. But anyways, mods, please handle any trolls that we might have in the house. Please time them out and or remove them if need be. And if that person has a problem with Vic, they can message me if needed. Troll, it's a troll. Okay, thanks so much for talking about this. Daryl Moore has dealt with a lot, and hopefully things you don't know will now be shared. Mad Church Disease says there's a lot going on, and it sounds like Mr. Daryl Moore. And hey, Pigeon Mac, shout out to you, has been dragged. There's been legal proceedings back and forth. People have destroyed the testimonies of victims. This couldn't happen. It didn't happen this way. As if we were there. Right? I don't know. That's just my thought. But I'm going to start this. We're going to give some commentary to this little drop right here. I want specifically the intro. We're not going to get so much into the interview. If you guys are interested in watching the interview, this whole video right there is going to be in the description box. Make sure you guys check it out. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. But it's the way in which Tasha K starts the intro of this. So this is Larry Reid. This is Tasha K, blogger, for those that don't know who these people are, just to give you guys some context. And I think the intro is pretty valuable in this video because it gives us context in terms of like the things that we can't fill in, or that if you're not following, you don't know, that'll help you as well. But let's go.
Before I answer this question, I need you guys to like this video, okay? Or dislike it. We just need you to actively participate as much as you are participating here in the chat, okay?
That chat was
Moderators, remember,
lit.
no blocking. No matter how angry anybody gets, I don't block no one because everybody has a space to come before the Lord tonight. Okay?
You love the Tasha
But
K
before,
outfit.
like I said,
She
I
was wearing
need those
blue.
likes up. Okay? I need those likes. Bigo is complaining that there's no sound on Bigo. Okay.
It's the
All right. So
dramatics for me,
Bigo, I'm
yo.
sorry. You may have to come on over here. All right. Listen,
Come on, Tasha.
listen,
Let's go. Let's
listen,
go.
listen. All right. So I want to fill y'all in because I know some of y'all did come from Facebook, Instagram, or even our second channel, Winos Podcast. If you did, I just have to do a brief intro for those that didn't catch
Hey,
our
Clem,
intro.
welcome.
Okay. And the Holy Ghost, because I'm telling you, the Holy Ghost really, I ain't called the Holy Ghost in so long. I
A
ain't called
lot
him in
of
so long
people
that I'm about
aren't,
to call my
Chico.
father and let him know that I'll be through to the church here in the next couple weeks. Okay.
Hey,
My father,
Nicole.
my uncles, all of them are ministers. All right. I am not wearing white and blue by mistake. I wanted to make sure that everything that I do tonight is done in purity. Now,
Come on, let's
y'all
go,
are
Tasha.
asking why? Why? Why would you, Tasha K, expose your friend, someone that you ate with, had phone calls with, had around your children? Lord, you don't understand how much that scares me.
Oh my
My
God.
heart beating fast right now just thinking about it.
Who?
That I got a son that was in the presence of an alleged predator. And I ask you, because that's a very good question. What type of friend would I be if I didn't expose him?
You see what she did right there? Oh my God. So she flipped this is a very interesting. One of the questions that people have been asking time and time again and again is, Tasha K, how dare you expose Larry live, or Larry D live, whatever the hell. Some of you guys call him doctor. I'm not going to call him doctor for those that are coming in late. How dare you? You guys have been friends. I was sitting there, and because I saw the comments, and then I saw her on IG too. She was on IG. She was singing her gospels in the blue dress. She looks fabulous, by the way. She did flip it, right? She did a little flip right there, mockumentary. She did a little flip right there. I'll give you that. I seriously, hey Melissa, I seriously was like, hmm. She had him around the baby, right? Around her kids, and now she's saying, how could you? And then it becomes, well, how can I not? And this is the part that I kind of struggle with a little bit. I'm going to be completely transparent. You mean to tell me, because even when I wasn't a YouTuber, I had heard of these allegations because I'd follow a lot of people on YouTube, right? And I was just starting out. My channel wasn't monetized or anything like that. And I was hearing about these allegations, and I would talk to bloggers, and a lot of bloggers were really scared about speaking about these allegations. So I have a hard time kind of believing a little bit of like, Tasha, come on. You mean to tell me you didn't hear about these allegations before? It's the same thing with, and no shade to the Wiley show. Shout out to the Wiley show. I don't have anything against Wiley. But Wiley was singing praises not only of Larry, but also of Tasha and all these other people. So I'm like, well, now you didn't know these allegations were out there? Because even those that were just subscribers like myself kind of knew. And the reason why I followed Tasha for so long is because of the R. Kelly stuff. A lot of us have. I don't know. Oh, Linda says Tasha K is not Larry's friend. He sued her and won, and she's out for vengeance. I don't think he ever sued her. I don't think he has sued Tasha K. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Yeah, I heard the flip. Smash that like button, please, and thank you. Hey, Pink Photo, welcome. Hello. I guess I would need some facts before I react. A lot of harm can be done. If it was true, then I knew, then yes. Okay. Did she have receipts? Louisiana lady, I'm so happy you asked that question. That is $1 million question. Because when she started this whole little series, she said, I have unrefutable, unrefutable receipts. They trying to defend it, Danielle says. Give me a break. I have been with my friend from day one, and most people don't know what they're talking about. Oh, You have Larry Reid's number? Lord, well, don't call him. Because I mean, I'm sure he went live today, tried to address the allegations and didn't address one motherfucking allegation. He didn't he really said that he was going to I mean, I listened to it. It was a 45-minute live from Larry, and there was nothing other than their haters. They're coming at me, and Tasha, as well as Bishop Whitehead, another person from a ministry, and there's this ministry gang up against ministers. The ministers are fucking fighting, guys. The church is burning. The ministers are fighting. They're all fighting. Show me the receipts, says Lane. Shout out to Lane. He said nothing. That's what I'm saying. You can call me Dr. Rabbit. I told you guys, I don't give doctorate titles to people. Well, we all know perverts love NC because they don't get locked up. Lord, she said they don't get locked up. Oh my God. I can't. I can't. You guys need to behave on this chat. You just seen the poll, Rico? Rico's like, look, Rico Santana, not Suave, says, wait, I just seen this poll. I've been single for 9 years because I just can't trust anyone around my kids. As it's a scary world. It really is. The gospel vloggers are fighting, but the truth will always run a lie. The church, all these churches, these gospel bloggers, holier than I am, holier than probably all of us here, probably closer to God. Dream interpreters. Now I'm being sarcastic. Doctors, PhDs from I don't know where. They're all fighting. They're all exposing each other. Damn it. That's it. It's the apocalypse on YouTube. You guys don't even know. Let me keep running this, okay, so we can get going.
Like, what type of friend would I be to know these things, to accept these things, and sweep them under the church rug as elders have been doing for years?
YouTube
Is that what you
church
call
rug.
friendship? No. Explain to me what friendship is. Please, somebody. Before we play this very disturbing, very detailed, very graphic account, just account of 15-year-old Levantre Andrews.
You know what? This is a very, very good comment that you just made. When Tasha K fell out with Storm Monroe, she did make this comment, and it was a little bit disturbing. So we can't just be making allegations on people either. As much as whether you're a fan of Storm Monroe or not, we got to be careful about the things that we say. I would agree with you on this one. This is a little bit different, but right here, I'm like, you're right. Tasha she did say that about leaving her son around her child, or her, excuse me, Storm around her child. You're right. I don't know. Let me see. Oh, lady, let's see. When they using that to abuse people, they build up clout to abuse freely. Duh. In the church, they preach forgive your ooh, so you can get into heaven. Right? Whew, it's a lot. But let's keep watching. Watch the intro.
Who Dr. Larry Reid Live has acknowledged in court paperwork that has since been dismissed by Larry. That has since been dismissed because he uses the law and the church law to bully, intimidate, and in my opinion, prey on people who are financially weak, spiritually weak, mentally weak, vulnerable, and underage weak. Okay? Said in this lawsuit that upon information and belief, Mr. Reid is a sole member of LRR. Okay? And not only that, he earns a good living creating gossip content about churches on social media. He gossips about everybody's church but his own. But how is it that you out here exposing every church but your own?
Oh, Jesus.
Where in the hell do they do that at, as they say? How is it that you've been out here since 2017 on Facebook, on Instagram.
I think it was dismissed for jurisdiction. It talks, baby girl, jurisdictional issues, something to that effect. Don't quote me on that. And somebody in the chat might know, but I believe it was due to jurisdiction.
Instagram, on YouTube, and you have coincidentally even partnered with me to expose churches, but you somehow left your church out of the expose. Huh, friend?
Without
Huh,
prejudice,
friend?
too.
Since y'all seem to think YouTubes are friendships. I'm just appalled at how loosely y'all use the word friend these days. Okay?
It's true.
Levantre,
it's true. She put on her glasses. And she still can't see. Tasha, get it together.
I have here a 13-page lawsuit. Who writes a 13-page lawsuit against someone who's accusing you of the most heinous crime in the world? Dr. Larry Reid, don't you look away from me. It's your turn now, brother. It's your turn now, brother. You've been out here on every church's block. You done talked about everybody, daddy, mama, children.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, but you're going to look away from me right now, brother? No. You're going to face me today. The introduction of this lawsuit that Larry filed against the accuser, Levantre Andrews, that has since been dismissed by Dr. Larry Reid Live as well after 1 month.
I don't think he can dismiss it. Maybe the judge dismiss it, but I don't think he can dismiss it. Which, by the way, look at that huge ass watermark on that paperwork. I'm sorry. Now I'm just going on Tasha, but let's go ahead and keep playing. Let's go.
After 1 month of filing, he says that he's an ordained minister, author, songwriter, gospel, recording artist, and actor. Reid is well known as an online commentator who discusses matters involving pop culture, politics, and religious leaders in their movements. Not allegedly. He wrote this, okay? Also goes on to say that Larry Reid Live LLC, sponsored by the Indian Network, which is a 501c3 compliant ministry. I beg to differ, but that's a whole nother topic there, okay? LRL airs to a combined audience of nearly 400,000 people weekly on Facebook and YouTube.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. It talks, baby girl. When you said that, I said, yeah, Larry didn't dismiss it. The court did. Thank you for emphasizing that. Okay, let's keep watching this.
I should have been streaming live on YouTube, on Facebook tonight, because we have to reach all. We have to make sure, okay? With over 32 million views on YouTube alone, YouTube and LLR are referred to collectively as plaintiffs. This is the frivolous lawsuit he filed and dismissed less than 3 weeks after it was filed against the accuser that is here with us with receipts. He says that the defendant, Levantre Andrews, is angry with Reid for unrelated matters. Unrelated matters. Ooh. How do you file a lawsuit and you say that the defendant, Levantre Adams, who was 15 years old at the time that he's alleging these things, was angry with Reid for unrelated matters, and you filed a lawsuit, but you don't put what the unrelated matters are, sir? What are the unrelated matters? And to any other YouTuber that wants these court documents, please email us. We will gladly send you the file, and you can review them as much as you want. You break it down. You dissect it.
Should we email Tasha? All right, guys, in the chat, should we email? Do you guys want those court documents too? I'd like to know. I have Mad Church Disease, says my friend Daryl, and I have broken the story, and I've been dealing with all of this for over 2 years. He only was sued when he interviewed the YM. Wow. I have limited time. And I wanted to say, let's see what comes forward and see how this ends. Well, and I will say this, shout out to you and Mr. Daryl Moore, who gave out, there's been a lot of bloggers, and I've been an outsider watching this, the majority of it. I'm just going to say it. And I haven't given a whole lot of commentary. Part of it is because I was sitting back and I was kind of amazed by how people were attacking the victim and doxing the victim and saying all kinds of ish about the victim, and not necessarily being cognizant of the fact that at the end of the day, this it's like a ping pong table. It went from blogger to blogger. So I was sitting there and digesting it. So I was listening to All About the Trees, who was also talking about it, and the official Kingpin as well. Shout out to him and them for covering some of it. But some of this has been back and forth that we tend to forget the essence of the fact that there is active evidence out there that shows that Larry did something, and we're caught up on that. Well, he said he was 14. Well, no, he was 15. It didn't happen in that house with the police report because he didn't even own that house. Well, but it happened. I just get like, yo, there was a victim. He was 15 at the time. Whether you like Larry or you don't, the fact of the matter is nobody has a clue of what the hell you're talking about. But what it does look, and it looks very suspect, it looks like Mr. Larry Reid has been behind a lot of bloggers' ears to try to discredit that. And I say that because I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. The victims are forgotten. And this man, you could say, and I saw the interview, it's in the description box if you guys want to check it out. I watched the 2-3 hour interview on the app, and I could tell you that that man, the way he has had to have had treatment to address the buildup, he's very detailed and vivid. Whether he said he was 15 or 14, at the end of the day, he was still a minor when this happened to him. He didn't consent. He was groomed. Yeah, yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you. It says most of these bloggers don't have a clue what they're talking about. We never said he was guilty. We just said he needed more to answer some questions. There you go. I I I concur. I agree. I agree. And so why I think it's, as somebody who does true crime, I think this is a very important story, just like AWP story, Adventures with Purpose was an important one, and anybody else that comes out. We need to give young men a voice. Absolutely. Stop playing semantics about people's ages when you and your ass was not there. You weren't there. You weren't there. And then use religion to weaponize. Everybody's coming after this man. People have questions. He has a lot of followers. We're allowed to ask questions. Thank you, Tinkle Tits McGee, for the $49.99 super chats. Jesus Christ. It's what happens when I say, when I get into this like motion, I get so thank you so much for that. All victims matter. But we get into semantics of the age, or did it happen, or when did it happen? Are you sure? It's one of those things where it's like we weren't there. We weren't there. Thank you, Tinkle Tits. A victim is a victim no matter where or when. No consent is consent. Yes, and there was grooming. Well, people in the church really don't care. Let's be honest. They want to go to heaven, so they have to forget and forgive Larry, for heaven's sake. Yeah, but I always struggle with this. And when I read, because I've known of Larry Reid's bio and stuff like that, and I had shared it with everybody yesterday, he talked a little bit about his dream interpretation. Prophet. I just didn't like people give these names to themselves. Prophet, dream interpretation, doctor, and then suddenly, like, he's in BET. You see him on BET. He has a commercial. He's been hired, and then somehow that gives somebody credit. Well, Harvey Weinstein was a huge movie producer. He was behind a lot of movies that were great movies that were produced. Yeah, I don't know. They pay attention to the craziest things too. Larry had his minions to talk trash and do his dirty. I believe that. I believe it. Let victims speak. The truth is as loud as they can. Yeah. If it happens, it could very well still be happening. Thank you. So hopefully this gives other people the strength to speak out. Absolutely. Let's keep watching.
uh, uh, this language is, because I'm having a hard time. Because if in fact the defendant was angry, which according to the story that y'all are going to hear tonight, he was well within his right, because he was violated at 15, according to him. He has every right to be angry. But what I'm angry about is that you had the audacity to use the money that was given to you as a 501c3 compliant ministry with a combined audience of 400,000 to use the said money to bully and intimidate victims that have a leg to stand on. But you won't say, sir, after you said about every other pastor out here, every other religious organization, why they mad, why they cheating, why they got baby mamas, why they messing with children. But you have failed to list why defendant Levontre Andrews was angry with you because you knew motherfucking well why. Yeah, yeah. Has knowingly disseminated false allegations on at least 2 social media platforms alleging that he was touched by Reid almost 20 years ago during the time Reid was a pastor in North Carolina. The purpose of this smear campaign is to cause humiliation, embarrassment, and to tarnish the reputation of Reid and the LRRR brand.
Wow.
But you still ain't said what the defendant was angry about. What are those unrelated matters? And to, like I said, the YouTube bloggers that want these, Chelsea is on standby. Ready to email. You ready to email, Chelsea? Chelsea's ready to email. Okay? You guys have full. Reid is an individual that resides in Fulton County. Okay? And he is seeking, and the amount of the controversy exceeds 75,000, which means he was trying to take, not only did he, according to Levontre Adams, take something that was precious, which was his dignity and his integrity, you want to take money from him like you took from Daryl Moore, the blogger behind everything. He is the reason why I'm able to do this now. Shout out to Daryl Moore.
Shout out to Daryl Moore.
Okay, I wouldn't even
shout
be able
out.
to
Drop
do
some
this
hearts
if it
for
wasn't for
Daryl
Daryl
Moore
Moore.
here
He
in the
planted
chat,
seed.
please.
I'm watering it, and in spring we shall watch it grow after we put out this series Sunday after Sunday. Since you want to get in the pulpit and preach on Sundays, we're gonna preach our own gospel on Sundays, and it's PPP. Say it.
Thank you. It Talks Baby Girl says that Larry Reid received education, Doctor of Theology from Zion Christian School of Ministry. Did he graduate from this school? I just want to make sure because, like I said, I'm very leery about giving somebody a doctorate, a PhD type of Dr. Larry Reid title, unless I know for a fact that he has actually, graduated from such institution. And I mean like graduated. I just want to be very careful. It Talks Baby Girl. If you can confirm, and look at all these beautiful, wonderful hearts for Daryl Moore. Shout out to Mr. Daryl Moore if he's watching. Shout out to him. And thank you for speaking out and being for victims. Shout out to you. But let's keep watching. In
the chat, pastor, prophet, or what? What is it? I don't see enough likes on this video before Levontre Andrews come on, because it takes courage for a heterosexual black man to come on a platform as big as ours to air out things that grown men take to their grave.
He did air out.
I don't see enough likes for that. Okay? I don't see enough likes for that.
Hey, Becky
and a lot of
G.
y'all are mad at Daryl stalking. What reason would Daryl have to stalk rosea face, discolored, eyebrows arched higher than the gods, Larry Reid? Why would Daryl Moore want to stalk Larry? So you have to ask yourself, what is the why? What is the intent? This man ain't got no pictures of this man stalking him. He ain't filed no harassment paperwork on this man. He ain't getting no trespassing paperwork on Daryl Moore. Where's the paperwork? When somebody is stalking you, like how the Kobe Bryant daughters was stalked, there's paperwork filed. There's trespassing orders filed. There was nothing filed, but y'all just take his word because he has said, not God, but he has said that he is spiritually ordained. And you just say, he just says what he wants, and y'all believe it. But you don't even ask yourself, what are these unrelated allegations? And why is this boy angry? And why would Daryl Moore, a grown man, a father, a business owner, why would he want to stalk Larry Reid?
Ooh, I mean, those are legit questions, right? I'm a male TV and essay survivor, and I am the to give the evangelist. YouTube is censoring what I want to say. I completely Tinkle Tits is like, listen, shout out to Tinkle Tits in the chat. A male TV and essay survivor. Okay, we don't have a lot of men that speak up on this issue. I wish that a lot of people would, because it would be helpful to bring some awareness to this. And then black males in particular, right? Just like Hispanic, Mexican males, like, my brown people too. We don't, it's not something that's readily spoken about. It's a hard topic to speak about. So thank you, Tinkle Tits, and shout out to Levontre for speaking out as well. Like, it's just not, it's not a society that it's encouraged. I wish more men did. Absolutely. Do you know how much it drives me crazy because I think about the treatment and the support, but this is not a society that supports people to speak loudly on such issues. So when we find men that are willing to share their SA issues or their DV issues, we need to applaud that a little bit more, in my opinion. There's a video when Daryl was in his neighbor, when Daryl put that out himself. They made it out like he was stalking him. Wow. So it sounds like it was to their benefit for Daryl Moore to look like a stalker. That's what it sounds like, right? Look at that. Thank you guys. And thank you guys for showing love to Tinkle Tits, who's, also sharing. Like, listen, YouTube tries to censor this kind of stuff. So speak your truth all the time, always, especially if we have men. Like, how do you begin to heal if you don't speak out? I don't know. I don't know. Call me Dr. Rabbit. But I don't have a doctorate. Okay, just play, just play. It sucks. Baby girl hasn't said anything. But I do have that. The school wasn't accredited based on mad church disease. So I don't know if that's a fact. I mean, I have to look into it. But you're saying it's not accredited, so I can't say that. But if you're saying it in the chat, I'm reading what you're saying. Let's continue to watch.
And he has 4 victims that are alleging
4 victims.
The most heinous crimes against
Cuatro.
humanity. Why
4.
would he want to stalk him? Do you feel Daryl Moore want a piece? Do you feel like he wants to tell the same story that these alleged victims are telling about low T cell counts and coming in people's mouth?
Lord,
you feel that's what Daryl Moore was looking for?
Low T cell counts. She just said low T cell counts. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. I don't know. I don't have a comment to that. If you guys have a comment, Night Charm put the big ass googly eyes in that chat. When I hear low T cell counts, immediately my mind goes to something else, and I'm a little concerned. But hey, that's just me.
Yeah, do you? Come on now. We're not going to play no games tonight. Because you're trying to justify your donations to a demon. And you forgot, as a grown adult, to ask yourself why. Don't bring that over here.
Lord.
Don't you bring that over here. Come on now. Don't you bring that over here tonight. We are going to stop with that. That stops tonight. Why would a grown man who lives across state lines want to stalk him and he got 1, 2, 3, 4 boys who are alleging the most heinous crimes? And this man is out here preaching about every other church and their shortcomings.
Oh, really? Talks about every other church and their shortcomings. And he's got 4 male victims. And he doesn't want to address this shit. And let me tell you, he went live today and he said, I feel like I've been bullied to address this. You had 4 people making an outcry and allegations, and you feel bullied to address something? I don't know. Her she's got wine bottles upside down. We love you, Dr. Rabbit. Okay, sis, don't bring that over here. It stops tonight. I hear you, Mama. Come on and preach. He's got 4 victims. Let's keep watching. Let's keep watching. It must be the blue dress.
To put his own church on the screen. Don't play with me tonight. Don't play with me tonight. Because you're trying to justify your donations and your support. Because you are no different than him turning away as he's doing in this picture. And he's using the very money that you donate to bully, to harass.
Oh my gosh. And then shout out to Sean. He says, Lord, Larry is suey. This is crazy. Larry got a lot of damage control to do when Transrena comes. She comes. Oh my God, Sean. I'm just curious. It's quite the weekend. This weekend has been quite the weekend on YouTube. Let me tell you. I don't know. Shout out to Sean, guys. Make sure you guys check out Sean in the chat. But this is a lot, though. Okay, so the allegation out here is Tasha saying that he's getting people to bully other bloggers, which to me, that's what it looks like too. I'm not going to lie. It looks like Larry is on these bloggers' ears and these fighting these battles for him instead of Larry addressing these battles on his platform, which he just happened to do today. It's been 2.5 years of these allegations, sir. You're just addressing them now. Maybe he's addressed them time and time again, but they're not haven't been fully addressed, and they're going to be addressed behind a paid wall. I don't know. I don't know. But you know, one thing Tasha said, and she said it very loud, she's not afraid of a lawsuit. She's not afraid people, she's been threatened to be sued. And I mean, clearly she's already been sued by Cardi B. She lost. She's in a smaller property now. Okay. Give her something. I don't know. It's Hot Speaker said, why is she so busy conducting a smear campaign? She's making this more about her. You know what? It's Hawks baby girl. I'm gonna tell you this. That part I do think that there is some merit to that. I just don't know. Like, is Tasha K the right person to talk about this? She's making this more about her than the victim, and I put in her quotes because I am the legal profession. I make two assertions without knowing all. Maybe it's the blue dress. I don't know. Is she going to sue? Is he going to sue her? Because she could have just dropped the interview and kept it quiet. I don't know. She ain't got it. She's got merchandise that says she ain't got it. Let's keep watching.
To threaten these boys. Do not play with me tonight. I'm a friend, remember? How could I be biased? I'm his friend. I ate in his house. I used his cake baker. I used his chef. And the chef told me in the kitchen, after this man looked me in my face and told me there was only a vlogger, Daryl Moore, that was stalking and harassing him, but there were no victims. And then the chef said to me, I don't know why these boys would say that. I didn't notice nothing in the house. Well, since you didn't notice anything because you were cooking and eating cooch.
Oh.
How could you in your face?
Stop. All right. Anyone who has wine, that's her decoration, guys. That's her decoration. That darn blue dress. Oh my God. Listen. Oh my God. Oh, shout out to Becky G, who just gifted 5 memberships. Shout out to you guys. Make sure you guys thank Becky G if you received a membership from her. Guys, I don't know. This is too much.
This is buried between the legs of other women in the house.
No. No.
That's why your teeth are rotten and falling out.
Jesus.
To Larry Chef. Do you really? We're not playing. We're not playing tonight. Okay? We have been working on this for 3 months. 3 months. And I would not touch it unless there was a receipt so heavy, it was undisputable that I could just sleep well at night. And I've been sleeping and watching how he's moving. I even called him. I even called Larry and gave him warning like, hey, is there anything that exists between you and these victims of you apologizing? He said,
listen, she called him and she recorded the call. He didn't know that he was being recorded. That part, I said, Tasha, you gotta listen. Otherwise, what Tinkle Tits is correct. You can't trust somebody who has wine bottles as decorations. Now, if you had tequila bottles as decorations, then I might be like, all right, cool. That's the girl. She's got tequila bottles, but not wine bottles. She's Oh my God. Larry, I thought he didn't know. I thought he was surprised. Lady Webbs, let me know. I thought he didn't know. At least he acted like he didn't know when it all came out. To Tasha's credit, okay, she calls him and basically says, do you know about this receipt where you're apologizing to the alleged victim and you're apologizing? Why apologize to somebody? This is $1 million question. Why would you apologize to somebody if you've never done anything? Who are you apologizing to and for what? Oh, it talks baby girl. Here she comes. She says, look, Georgia makes it a crime to secretly record a phone call or in-person conversation. Oh, unless one party consents to the conversation. Okay, so aren't they both in Atlanta? They're, well, not Tasha anymore. I believe Tasha's in Florida. No matter how it ends, a lot of lives will be ruined. Gail, I think so too. Tasha records everybody. She said that many times. He's a big dummy. He really didn't know. Well, yeah. And that's interesting you say that because a lot of people were telling him, you need to stop answering the phone when she calls because she's recording. I guess that means I'll never have a phone conversation with Tasha K because I don't want to be recorded. I don't want to be recorded, yo. $1 million question. Just say. Somewhere in this mess, and let's get it together. Okay? Somewhere in this mess, there's 4 alleged victims. So, although Tasha was friends or is friends, this is the part that I have a really hard time with her because she's not really using her integrity. I'm not going to say journalistic integrity because she's a YouTuber like a lot of us, right? But this right here is really, I struggle with this one because this is where I look at it and I said, you got a vendetta against that man. You have a vendetta against that man. And that's bad for the people that you're trying to give a voice to. So you're probably not the right person to do this. I don't know. I don't know. And Larry Reid recorded the call and gave it to. So they both recorded each other, Miss Furlow. So they both recorded each other. Thank you, Miss Furlow, and shout out to you. All of these cases have victims. One victim is too many. Absolutely. Yes, Larry has admitted to recording calls as well. It's part of the game. Man. You know what? I call a couple people here on YouTube and shout out to them. And if I've ever talked to you on the phone, no, I've never recorded your call. Okay. That's because I trust you and we're good and I don't need to record a call. It is not my intent to do all that. That's just a little too much. Okay. Megan Thee Stallion didn't talk to Tasha and they didn't believe her. So it don't matter what. I don't know, guys, but let's keep playing.
No. They probably took my words and chopped them on my platform. Absolutely not. Our viewers heard that call on TashaKLive.com. That's how heavy it is. That's how sticky it gets. Okay? That's how sticky it gets. I don't see enough likes for this. We are liberating children tonight. I don't see enough likes.
Oh, Lord.
Okay? Okay? I don't see enough likes. We got children out here with low T cell counts.
She said it again.
And their dignity and manhood has been stripped because they've been manipulated through tests.
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 Gate tests.
But an HIV test.
Whew. She said it. Low T count tests, gay tests. That's part of the word test. Keep that in mind. When you guys watch this interview, this is part of that. It's like, oh my God. Ugh. This is just crazy. Star records everything. Well, I guess I'll never talk to some of these people on YouTube. Damn it. I better be careful. Like, that's crazy. It's harder and harder to trust. Just trust your own integrity. Absolutely. Rabbit, you don't need these people. Be careful in the YouTube. You just got to be careful. My circle is very small for a very good reason. And those that have been cut out for a very, very good reason. Okay? You got to prune. You got to prune and purge sometimes when it comes to these people. Okay? This is just how it is. It's how it is on YouTube. She said
Listen, every member
HIV
that
though,
don't
Pigeon.
listen. I ain't here to convince you. I'm just telling you, you ain't coming over here with that damn mess. So you can continue to support, donate, do whatever it is you want to do. Pay for the medical
Thank
bills,
you.
whatever it is that he got going on. You pay for that. You use your money for that. I am not here to tell you what you use your God-earned hard-earned money to tithe with. And when you're on the prayer calls in the morning, and he's asking for that 666. You donate $6.66 or $666. You just remember what that 666 really stand for. When you on them prayer calls in the morning on Patreon, you do that.
Does he really ask for $666.66? Does he really? I'm not on his Patreon. Like I said, I don't follow this man. Does he really ask for $6.66? Um, you don't like that? Stop it. uh, does he really ask for $6.66? Every time I see the number, I get kind of nervous. Can you imagine? $666. No, six. Yeah, I don't know. But neither are tied to HIV. I know she said something about HIV in that other sentence though. So that's what I was listening to. Oh my god. Ernestine puts 8888. Like, I hope Tasha's just trying to be funny. I don't think she is. Yeah. Oh Lord. I'm confused. Tasha is taking it there. She really is. Let's keep watching and then we're gonna if you guys want to watch the whole thing, note that it is in the description box.
Come on now. Come on now. I'm not alleging anything. These are the victim's words. These ain't my words. These are the victim's words. And it's hard to believe that these men, why would they want to come out and just lie like this? You just gotta understand. And then he don't even want to tell what they're angry about. Why? And if they are angry, would they not be in their right mind? Let me keep hold on for a second. Hold on. In 2007, Larry says, who was 17 at the time, him and his mother needed a place to live. This is the court document. This is what Larry is saying. And the family moved from their home in Rayford, North Carolina to Raleigh, North Carolina to live with Bryant. So he put this on his cousin. So they didn't live with him, the cake baker. Larry Reid, they live with the cake baker and his wife, whose teeth is rotten from probably eating his cakes and eating too much cooch. And she didn't see nothing because she big and was buried between legs of women, but was married to a man.
Ooh.
The cake baker. This is everybody in Larry's circle. Okay, and as a part of the ministry, Bryant routinely allowed displaced families and their children to stay with him and his family until they got back on their feet. So he put it all on Shamako. The man's name is Shamako. The bald head guy that's always with Larry. He makes sure everybody keep a bald head now. Easier to wipe off.
Oh my
There's
god.
residue and stuff that's being spit out and stuff, or just. And continue, he said that Levontre Andrews was 17 at the time, and he displayed troublesome and unruly behavior. In 2008, the defendant, who was unable to maintain a steady residence, requested and was allowed to move into the home owned by Reid. So you acknowledge, after you said that there was no home in the police report that Levontre Andrews filed right after he confronted you about doing this to him. But you failed to mention that. You told your viewers over and over, you told the internet that it was, how could I do something and it was a dwelling there? It wasn't even a house. How could I do? It was a dwelling. Now you're alleging. See, this is how you don't remember your lies, sir. But when I do my breakdown of it, when it's all out and I put the timeline together, I've already downloaded all the videos and the statements. So you can't go back and delete videos.
She's been working on this for 3 months.
I let you do that for 3 months while we were out in North Carolina interviewing and still interviewing to this day. Okay. So listen. You said he was unable to maintain a steady residence, requested and was allowed to move into a home owned by you. And he filed a police report about that home he was allegedly violated in.
Oh my God.
This is the lawsuit Larry Reid filed against Levontre Adams that he, in order to address pending jurisdictional issues, plaintiffs Larry D. Reid and Larry Reid Live LLC, acting through counsel and pursuant to federal rule of civil procedure, hereby dismiss this action without prejudice and leave the refile. When is the refile? When is the refile? Because this boy been out here on the streets since 2017, been trying to get justice, but you've been trying to abuse him using these 13 pages and lawyers that you got. Let me keep going on because the interview is going to come up here shortly, but I just want you to know what was said from him.
Oh, Jesus.
So when you go and you listen, I want you to listen. Listen with your heart. Matter of fact, listen with your wallet. When you start listening with your wallet, let me tell you something. When you start listening with your wallet, which means somebody trying to sell you something, and they want money, but you real skeptical and you use discernment. Tell me how many of y'all do that? I do that. Don't you do that, Chelsea? You listen more. So listen with your wallet the next time he tells you whatever he wants to tell you
Listen
about
with your
these
wallet.
victims, him and his boyfriend that he tricks on and buys cars and computers for with your donations as a 501c3 compliant member. Do not play with me tonight, okay? Do not play with me tonight. Should have bought him more wigs. Should have bought the boyfriend more wigs. Instead, he got to wash out that same wig and clip it in and hold it to the side and shake it out and dry it out for every episode that he gets on live to lie to y'all about on behalf of his financier and trick daddy, Larry Reid Live.
Oh my God. Wait. Is she talking about, who's she talking about? Put in the chat. Is she talking about, is that who I think she's talking about? No, she Pigeon Mac, you are so on it. There is no there is no medical um knowledge. You already have the document. She's talking about CTV. Let me show you my finger puppet, guys. Look. I got it for Baby Bunny. Confusion TV. Oh my God. Look, see. Every time my Baby Bunny gets a little crazy, put that on my finger. That sounds, I don't know. Is it going to be a lawsuit? You guys, I mean, do you think Larry Reid now is going to go after Tasha K? Larry charging too? He's on Patreon, aka Patreon. I don't know. I mean, I got finger puppets. See? All right, let me stop. Let me finish this up because I got children to tend to. Okay, this is too much. I'm trying to figure out: is this for the victim? Who is this for? Is this for the victim? Is this for the victim? Because this is too much. Tasha, see, I really loved. I love the enthusiasm. I love the blue dress. But all this can't be all for the victim at this point. No. No. Yeah, all about the truth. I think he's a little confused sometimes. Like some of the stuff that he says in the court stuff doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. That's because I've had some legal training here and there, but I'm like, some of this stuff is a little confusing. Somebody, hopefully Olga doesn't get him. Somebody leave Olga alone. All right? Y'all need to stop. I'm going to give me some finger puppets here for my lives. Hey, Clems, welcome. For a minute, I liked her, but now I'm so lost. She's going to be like 1,000. She really is, Clem. She really is 1,000 miles sometimes. But to me, what the heck is hanging on her wall? It's wine bottles. Upside down wine bottles. Wave the finger at Tasha and put it right in her. Stop, Louisiana lady. This is a classic TK. It really is. I've been hey there, Lily, welcome. I've been following Tasha for years, and you know, I don't know. This one right here, I feel like she's really mad, and it's really losing the sense of the victim. He's going to go after her. He's been talking about it since. Well, I'll believe it when I see a complaint. Can there be a filing? If you're going to go after her, and not encouraging any lawsuits, okay? I'm not. But if you're going to go after her, just go after her already. Just do it. People talk about lawsuits here all the time. Just do it if you're going to do it. You guys got all this money. You're bigger YouTubers. A lot more people, a lot more viewers. Just freaking sue each other already. But make sure the victim gets justice. Make sure the victim gets justice. That's all. Because this is a little too much. Although I like her dress. I really do. I think she looks gorgeous, But this is too much. Let's keep watching, and then we're done.
I told you this was God's moment tonight. I don't even know how I'm doing this. I cannot do this on my own. This is not me.
Why she got a fork?
Because Larry just got a whole lot of pretentiousness in this lawsuit, talking about how many viewers, how much money he makes, also advertisements and subscribers. The same thing he tells y'all about when he talking about his diamonds and millions of dollars and reality shows with BET and
He
Yolanda
does.
Adams. That's why we play Yolanda tonight, because that's a language we all understand. The battle is not yours; it's the Lord's.
And let me tell you guys something. One thing I will say is this is when I saw Larry's live today about addressing. He said like I said it before. He said he felt bullied to address this, and everybody's a hater. Everybody's hating. I'm like, yo, you have 4 victims. Not everybody can be hating. You got to come up with a different response besides everybody's a hater, because it's starting to sound a little like too much. The dress really brings out the color of the wine bottles. It does. It really does. It really does. Let's all right. Is
Before we
that
get to
wine or
his, so
coffee?
he said on his YouTube channel, Daryl Moore, the cigar vlogger that y'all claim was stalking Larry, revealed a 2018 police report cover from Raleigh, North Carolina. The police report does not bear Reid's name, but shows the Olesky Drive home street address and reflects an allegation of forcible fondling. You're going to hear about forcibly fondling tonight from Levante Adams, telling a story about him at 15 years old.
And there is a police report. Hey, Trees, tell me what you think.
Well, I think that Larry Reid saying that he feels bullied to address these allegations um, is to me gaslighting. Um, if he were to get ahead of it before it came to this point, instead of trying to downplay it, ignore it, these things were out here before he created these enemies, right? They were out here. But
They were
now
already
that,
out.
yeah, they were already out. So, I mean, he's trying to downplay it as if, deflecting, oh, these people have a vendetta against me. However, these accusers or have been out here for years. And if you were innocent of these things, it should not have taken these people making noise on larger platforms that now you are acting as if you're going to get some type of legal ramifications or justice from the accuser, because me and King Payne were the ones who were making the most noise about sue the source. Sue the
Right.
source. Why did it have to take all of these years when you knew he had went to the cigar blogger? You knew that it was out here, but yet you sue Daryl Moore and not the source. To me, that pointed to some type of guilt.
Yeah. It's gotten out of hand at this point. How do you fix this?
You fix it by either admitting something happened, to quiet the rumors. Something happened.
Mhm.
At one point in time, he even admitted, I think, accuser number two, the one who's alleging the health issue, he had came forward and said, well, Larry Reid had came forward and did address it. Okay,
Mhm.
CTV does a lot of damage, more damage than good, defending Larry Reid, because Larry Reid had already admitted to having consensual relations with the 20-year-old accuser.
Yeah.
Okay, the difference in the story is that Larry said he was not with his wife. They were separated and they had a consensual relationship. Well, that contradicts Larry's initial story of,
Right.
not having any interactions with the same sex, um, only when he was touched. So that
Do,
contradicts his story right there and there.
right. Do you think that Larry hired bloggers to attack the victims?
I don't think that he outright hired them. I think that he didn't deter them and he also joined in. Okay. So
Mhm.
he cannot deny that he wanted this to happen because
Right.
I witnessed myself, him being in the chat, his ex-wife Lisa being in the chat from Confusion TV when the
Mhm.
accuser came out, when Whitehead had brought him back out,
Mhm.
and they were doxing him in the chat, putting that his
Mm.
wife was a beautician in a certain North Carolina town, putting in
Wow.
the chat that they have bad character, they stole $10,000, he stole a car when he was a teenager. It was a lot of stuff. Him, his wife, and CTV were involved in that doxing and the bullying. In my opinion, it was bullying because
Yes.
nobody knew at the time the man's name. They were putting his
Yeah.
name, his wife's name, and where in the town that they were from in the chat with thousands of people watching. It was almost as if it was a dog whistle, to intimidate these people. And that was before um, he outright came out with an interview.
Wow.
Intimidation. Okay? Intimidation.
It's a lot.
And
Yeah.
then
Oh my
then
gosh.
CTV went live not only doxing the victim, but also putting his wife's information out there. And that was a deterrent for him to come out. He didn't come out to Whitehead just yet. Yes. And
Jesus.
telling people that his wife was actually the predator and not Larry Reid because she alleged to have met Levantre in church, and she was 20 something and he was 15 years old.
That's right.
And if that was the case, that was a consensual relationship, and he probably felt used to relationships like that if he was involved with Reed.
Right.
Why wouldn't he be attracted to older people if he was involved with Reed?
Right. Oh my god. No, I mean, it's a lot, and I really hope that some level of litigation and justice is had for the victims, and I say victims because it's more than one at this point. And even today's Larry's live was just deflection. It wasn't really treating the issue or anything. It was a weird, you're jealous, everybody's jealous and they're after me, and anything he does is going to be behind the paid wall because this interview was also behind
Well, what did
the
he
app.
address? What did he say on his live?
Nothing. I mean, it was more along the lines that he felt like he was bullied to address the allegations, and then it went
Mhm.
from there to not only was he bullied to address the allegations, he was they're untrue, and the reason why everybody's going after him, and he played his BET video clip announcement of him being on BET or whatever other network that he's on. That's it.
Oh,
There was no he said whatever he addresses is going to be behind the paid wall, and he's going to bring the ex-wife, now wife, other wife, I don't know, all these other people. Shamarko is going to be another one in though. All these people, and I'm just like, this is going to be all behind a paid wall. You're going to have to pay to see it.
well,
And
you know,
go
and
ahead.
what? No, and
Oh,
what
and it
else?
was advertised. People are going to be sponsoring Patreons so that they can see his version, his side of the story.
And that's the thing. This is a very public thing, and
Yeah,
so you got what they're doing now is the battle of the Patreons, the battle of the paywalls. I
yeah,
mean, what is that actually resolving? He was
absolutely,
better off, following what he said he was going to do, and that was
absolutely.
pursuing litigation. If these things are untrue, sue the sources. It's more than one source.
Right,
And he was forced to sue Levantre, in which it just was conveniently filed in a venue that wasn't going to have any progression, right? And so
right,
now he said he would refile, and that has not yet happened.
right. Well, no, I agree. Well, I'm gonna let you go, Trees, because I'm gonna have to end this live here in a little bit because I gotta put the child
All
to
right.
bed and
One more
everything.
thing I wanted to add is
Yes, go
that
ahead.
Wiley has publicly denounced Larry Reid only after Larry Reid had denounced him. Okay,
He
only
should have done that a long time ago, though. You know
yes. So it's a
that
lot of vendettas that's going on here, but Tasha K is definitely the wrong messenger for this message.
a lot of people are saying that too, and that's the piece. No, I heard about what I saw, and I said, "Well, Wiley, you knew about the allegations too. Why are you just now denouncing him? You didn't
And he was
denounce him
defending
before.
Larry Reid
He
vigorously.
was defending him." So I said, "You didn't have a problem with him," and that's just me. He did not have a problem with him, and matter of fact, he was defending him, and also kind of like, "You should sue Tasha for this," and now it's like, "Well, no, you shouldn't." So I'm like, "Oh, what do you
Yeah, he's flip
what's
flopping as per usual. No integrity. Is not about the victims, but we need to keep it on the victims because
No, I
even if,
understand.
and I believe that the accuser may have had a later on different type of relationship as an
Yeah,
adult with him. I believe that he did, but I do
yeah.
believe that he was groomed and that these things did happen. But thank you, Rabbit, for having me.
Thank you, Trees. You
Have
have
a
a
good
good night,
night.
okay? All righty. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to remove this now. I left the video on the description box. So you guys go in the description box, click it, and you guys can watch the full interview. We could come back and talk a little bit about it tomorrow if you like. We have some other true crime topics to talk about. We got to talk about Koberger. We got to talk about, obviously, Shanquella and the great update that we've had, as well as a snippet that came about this weekend as it pertains to what could be happening in the US. Why is the US delayed on this ish? What is going on? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys so much, and all those beautiful members. Becky G, thank you so much for those gifting memberships. Absolutely. For the new subscribers, shout out to you, and thank you so much for subscribing. Pigeon Mac in the house as well. Shout out to you, all the Facebook people, Christopher, who's in here, and just having the conversation with me. I enjoy having a conversation with you guys. This is why I love to do this. I love to talk to you guys. And also note that, that's what it is, Peekaboo. It's a great live and a chat discussion, and we're respectful, and it's good, and we knock these trolls out the way we need to. And shout out to Vic. I don't know who was attacking Vic or anything, but Vic is a friend of the channel here. So shout out to her. If she's out there, tell her that I think we blocked the troll or timed the troll out. But anyways, I gotta head out, guys, because I got baby bunny over here. So thank you guys. You guys have a great night. Rabbits out.